Okay, so we're going to talk about thoracic extension PAILs and rails. There's lots of positions to do this in. This is one of my favorites though. So we're going to lay down. Now, laying in this position, I'm going to basically try to do a posterior pelvic tilt. So I'm going to tuck my tailbone. Now, it's hard to get a lot of movement in this position, so you just want to tuck your tailbone, get that posterior tilt as far as you can, maintain that while we go into our active thoracic extension. So that's as much thoracic extension as I can get, so that I can put my hands down there, and now I can push up a little bit higher with my hands, except I'm still trying to maintain that posterior pelvic tilt because I don't want to extend my lumbar spine. We're trying to target higher up here. So my abs are glued in the floor. I'm pretty much in contact with the floor up to my sternum. And so that's my was active extension. Now when I push a little higher with my arms, I'm just pushing down to create a little more thoracic extension. Now what I'm trying to do here is I'm doing that, not letting my lumbar spine move. I'm trying to pull my sternum up away from the floor a little bit, and then I can just hang out there. Now, sometimes you'll feel your thoracic spine erectors in this position. That's fine if you feel it. It just shouldn't feel like they're about to cramp or anything. Sometimes if that's happening, you may want to back out of that extension by just lowering yourself down a little bit. So here I can passively stretch. It's helpful to try to maintain some good low ab tension too, just to really lock in that lumbar spine. When it's time for PAILs here, what you're going to do is drive your elbows down into the floor by contracting your abs. So I'm essentially trying to pull myself back down to the floor, but I'm not allowing myself to move because I'm driving my arms into the floor. Now, simultaneously, as I'm creating all that tension through this tissue in the front, I'm going to continue to try to contract my thoracic erectors. So in this case, what you should feel is lots of ab tension, but you should also feel your thoracic spine erectors working pretty hard in this position to try to resist actually moving. So you should feel both sides there. For rails in this position, we're already in our end range here, so you're not going to lift your arms up off the ground, but you are going to contract your thoracic spine erectors like you were going to lift up. So what I'm doing here now is rails. I'm going to tuck the tailbone to make sure I maintain that posterior tilt. And then I'm going to try to contract my thoracic erectors like I'm making my arms lighter on the floor, but really all I'm getting here is a much more intense thoracic spine erector contraction, and that's what we want. We just want to feel that tissue working really hard to try to further create more extension on those rails contractions. And that's your PAILs and rails for thoracic extension. Okay, thank you.